God bless America for this book. Am I right, guys? Get it? America. Do you see what I did there? So oh my god, you guys. Seriously, this book was everything I could have hoped for and everything I was looking forward to, and I honestly can say that I was not let down one bit with this book. Like, seriously, there's so much to talk to you guys about, so let's just get started. First, if you didn't end up liking Celeste by the end of this book, then I just don't know, maybe you need to reread it, because I ended up loving her, and when she was killed, it literally broke my heart. I was reading it, and like, I'm just sitting here reading it, obviously, and when it said that a gun was put up to her head and she was shot, I was like, what is happening? Like, what is going on in this book? And then, yeah, that's when the rebels attacked and ruined everything. And yeah, anyways, so in the beginning of the book, I was really like comforted to know that none of the other girls had become really sensual with Maxim, because I for sure thought that Celeste would have, and this is when I still didn't really like her, and I was like, oh, well, that scene in The Elite when they were like making out all up on the wall, I'm like, they've probably totally done it by now, but they hadn't, and it was great because America still was like, if anything, she was the one who had like kissed him the most and been sensual with him the most, but I thought that was funny and like comforting to know. And at first, when we met Georgia, I was a little timid about her at first, because I was like, why is she acting so close to America? Is America really going to trust her? Like, she's a rebel, even though she's a northern rebel, like, are you still going to trust her? And then she ended up being a really faithful character, along with August Ilya. I hope I'm saying that right. I probably haven't been saying it right this entire series, but whatever. So yeah, anyways, I really liked Georgia, and I thought it was a great plot introduction to another character that America could have, another like girlfriend other than all of the other elite, because you can't really be best friends with them if you're competing with them, you know? So I really liked how Kiera Cass introduced Georgia and how they became friends. When Celeste had her breakdown, I loved it, because I was like, you're such a good character now that you finally let down all of your wicked walls and you've become friends with these girls and you've opened up to America. And it was actually really funny when, I don't know why I'm holding this pen, when Celeste was apologizing to, oh my gosh, Elise, why did I blank on that for so long, on all the stuff that she did by like putting bleach in her shampoo and everything. I was like, oh my god, Celeste, like, geez, what were you doing? But yes, and then we find out that the southern rebels are attacking by the castes and going to kill the elite families. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, oh my god, this is insane. And it slightly reminded me of the Hunger Games. I don't know if it reminded you guys of the Hunger Games, but like some of the stuff in this book was reminding me of the Hunger Games trilogy, and I was like, okay, I mean, I liked the Hunger Games trilogy, so, but like the way they had the castes and everything was like the, I want to say factions, but that's Divergent. You guys know what I mean, like the levels in the Hunger Games. Yeah, anyways, so then when America gets shot, which is insane, she's like hiding out in that alley, and she meets Paige, and then she brings Paige back to the castle with her, and it was just another reason why I loved America. I'm like, you are such a good person. Like, clearly Paige, if you guys didn't catch on, was, in my opinion, I think that she was like in prostitution. So I thought that America could see that, and you know, because Paige kind of invited her to like become a prostitute because she didn't know that she was going to be the future queen, and America was like, you know what, just come back to the castle with me. And yeah, so another reason why I love America. I loved her in this book. Oh my god, I seriously loved her so much in this book. And then when she gets shot, it's really bad, but she gets to see Marley again. And I was like, Marley, oh my god, you guys know how much I loved Marley, or love Marley and Carter together. And she's the bridesmaid in the end, and it's just so perfect. But America chooses to work with Nicolette, the Italiana, and Georgia, and trying to get weapons and money for the Northern rebels. And I was like, you are smart. And then we think that the king catches on, but he doesn't, thank God, because that would have been so terrible. I thought that the convicting was a really, really odd way of showing your loyalty to the law. And my favorite part of the book, hands down, was when America took off all of her jewels that Maxon gave her, handed them to the thief, and was like, show your duty to the king. Or, you know, show your loyalty to the king. I literally, first off, I teared up because I was so excited that she was like such a boss in this part of the book. And I was like, you show that king, because he is just, oh, I cannot stand him. It's like Warner's dad in the Shatter Me series. But like, oh God, they're like almost the same, because you know he beats Maxon and Anderson like beat Warner and like all this stuff. And like, did anybody else catch on to that connection? Anyways, okay, so that was my favorite part of the book. Again, another reason why I love America. I love Maxon, but I was slightly annoyed with him when the king was like insulting America. Here I go with that pen again. Was insulting America in front of Maxon and was like, she's plain, you don't want her, like go out with that French girl. And like Maxon wasn't saying anything, and I was like, stand up to your dad. Like, I know he's a terrible person, but seriously, like, just stand up to him this once for America, because what he's saying is so, so, so terrible. But I love Maxon regardless, so whatever. So when her dad died, it literally broke my heart. And she went home, and she was so strong for her family. And then she stood up to Coda, and I was like, thank the Lord, because Coda, like, he was being so ridiculous. Like, you can't even be there for your family when your dad died, and you complain about sleeping in the same bed as your little brother, like, who probably needs your comfort and assistance during this terrible time. Like, get over yourself, Coda. And she was pretty much like, get over yourself, Coda. So I was like, thank God. And then, oh my God, Maxon and America's love scene when they like confessed, I love you too. You guys, it was so brilliantly written. It was just the right amount of material and length for me, and I was like, this is probably one of the best love scenes that I've seen, or love confessions, I would say, not really seen, that I've seen in a young adult series. So I was like, good job, Kiera Cass, you really outdid yourself. I loved that scene. Oh my God, you guys, can we just talk about the letters that Maxon wrote America? I was like, you are so cute and so brilliant, and oh my God. And you know, he said to Aspen when he found out, or when he saw all of the letters in Aspen's bunker, he was like, you know, I'm actually kind of jealous that you have someone to write these letters to. Like, I've never had the opportunity to do that. And then he wrote all of those to America, and they were so nice, and they were so sweet, and I was just like, oh my God, like literally, I think that was a really great part of the book and a lot of detail. Okay, now to the nitty gritty. When Celeste died, I cried. I literally just sat there and cried. And then when we found out about Aspen and Lucy like being a thing, I was like, yes, because I love Lucy. I think she's one of the best characters in this book. And to know that she has found happiness with Aspen, and to know that Aspen has finally given up America, was just an amazing feeling to me. And he obviously chose her to be his wife. I'm sorry, Chris, you didn't win. I don't know if I liked you really that much anyways. Oh yeah, and Chris was a rebel. Her dad was a rebel. Was everybody a rebel and just like hiding it? I mean, obviously not everybody was, but oh yeah, and then Gabriel or whatever, he was a rebel. I'm like, oh, so under this entire time, right under her nose was all of these rebels, and I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. At first, I thought it was kind of weird that Aspen walked her down the aisle, but then I was like, no, because, you know, he showed her that he, like, really loves Lucy, and, like, she doesn't have any parents, sadly, or any parents. I mean, she still has her mom, but she didn't have her dad to walk her down the aisle, so I was like, this is cute. And, yeah, I was really sad when Maxon's parents died. Well, I was sad that his mom died, not his dad, because his dad was really mean. But yeah, so they get married, and sorry, my camera cut off. Okay, so if you do not know, The Heir is the 4th book in this series, and it is coming out in May. I can't believe we have to wait until May. But click off this video now if you do not want to know the synopsis of The Heir. But if you do, it is about Maxon and America's children, mainly their daughter, and they have twins. And at first I was sitting there like, wait, what? This isn't, like, it's not continuing with them? Like, I kind of wanted to know, like, how they ruled the country together and, like, how they got rid of the case. But I guess we're going to find out all of that in the Heir. But at first I was disappointed because I still wanted their story to continue. But then I was like, wait, this is going to be really cute with their kids. And I am actually really excited to see how the plot line goes with their own children. I think that Kiera Cass is going to tell it from mainly the daughter's point of view, but also maybe the son's, or maybe it's going to be like the daughter's point of view in this book and the son's in the next. I have no idea, but I'm really looking forward to it. So yes, bravo to Kiera Cass for this entire series, and especially this book because I freaking loved it. Okay, so now it is time to pick from my butterbeer mug, this glorious butterbeer mug where I wish butterbeer was actually in here because I'd be drinking it and I'm really thirsty. But anyways, so this will be my next video since this was a book discussion. Which one feels lucky? This one. And it says, why do you booktube? This is going to be fun because there's a billion reasons why I booktube. Probably not a billion, but I can think of some amazing ones. So yes, the next video on my channel in my Mug Knows Best series will be why do I booktube? And now I'm going to think of all the amazing reasons why I do. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!